We consider video games, I think for the most part, to kind of come from two countries, either Japan or the USA. Of course, games actually come from developers all over the world, but I think a lot of us focus more on those two countries to make content for our funny TV video boxes. Japan and America also make new systems and doohickeys for those systems as well, but are there other countries in the world that make entertaining fun devices? The answer is yes. The world's a big place, so this will go a lot better if we pick a place I actually know quite a bit about. Like China. I eat Chinese for lunch a lot here in Central Ohio, so I'm clearly an expert, right? I mean, I wouldn't want to leave you guys in the wrong hands or anything. So aside from the Great Wall and the bustling city life, the gorgeous landscape, there's actually something lurking in the shadows in China. Pirates. Yes, piracy is still alive and well in many parts of the world, not just China, and while they're not the same seafaring, booty-loving, smelly swashbucklers of yore that we've read about, pirates still need to find a way to stay active in the modern world. Some still kidnap and pillage, unable to give up their old habits, I guess, but others commit terrible acts of piracy in a more creative fashion, like creating pirate Famicom games. Now, this doesn't mean all their video games are about actual pirates, which is disappointing. These games are basically unlicensed games created by shoddy developers who rip content and material to make games out of them. These can be ROM hacks, reskins, or even whole new video games that you actually probably don't want to play. The big difference between these terrible games and, say, this terrible game, is a pirate game uses a copyrighted chunk of material, such as characters, music, sprites, or even whole games. They're generally terrible, headache-inducing puke palette messes masquerading as a video game sold in markets that either don't know any better or really don't care, but bought by people who really don't know any better. They're bad, bad games. But are there some good ones? Well, let's take a look at one. Kart Fighter is a fighting game released in the early to mid-1990s by a company called Hummer Team, makers of many bad hacks and pirate games and also of Famicom consoles. To sum it up quickly, we'll call it a poor man's Smash Brothers before there was an actual Smash Brothers. It's a cool concept in all honesty. Seeing Toad kick Princess Peach's ass after what I'm sure were years of abuse is entertaining, I will grant you that. While this game is a pirate game, it actually kinda looks pretty cool. It plays a lot like a clunky Street Fighter with predictable AI actions. I mean, just look at this. They just keep on going. So the concept is this, I'm guessing. The characters of the first Mario Kart are all upset over race standings or something, and decide the best way to settle their problems isn't with a board game or some tennis match, but by beating the one-ups out of each other. Again, I'm guessing here. Did you really think there was going to be a story here? You pick one of 8 characters, from Mario to Toad to the Koopa Troopa to a Chun-Li-like Princess Peach. Amazingly, each character has special moves, projectiles, spinning attacks, throws, etc. Each character actually has a real moveset. And while I'm downright terrible at fighting games, I did manage to pull a few off, though they're rather unimpressive. Save for Donkey Kong Jr.'s banana throw, actually, that was pretty cool. In basic fighting game fashion, you make your way through each of your foes, leaving the battered bodies of those who opposed you in your wake. There's no cutscenes, no witty dialogue, or anything like that at the end of each match, just a stupid pose, and into the next round you go. It's nothing special, but at least the fights get harder as you go along. Graphic-wise, the game looks pretty good. I mean, good enough that I think Nintendo should hit Hummer Games with a Content ID strike. Mario and Luigi, while swaps of each other color-wise, kinda look like they're actual characters. Toad looks like Toad, so the sprites really aren't that bad. I honestly only dislike Bowser's sprite. He looks like a short, fat, ugly turtle instead of anything remotely terrifying or frightening. The backgrounds aren't all that impressive though. They're kinda bland, but at least they're varied. And those mushrooms sure look familiar. Overall, Kart Fighter is known to be one of the best pirate games of all time, and I'm sure that's a badge of honor worth touting. The terrible thing to think about is that these pirate programmers clearly knew how to make a video game, or at least something close to it. With a little bit more time, actual effort, and creativity, they could have made a real unlicensed game and sold it at legitimate retailers like Tengen or Codemasters did. But no, these greedy swashbucklers with gamepads decided the best way to make a quick buck was a fighting game with Mario characters. Kart Fighter is a clunky, odd-to-play game that isn't as bad as I hoped it would be, but I do think it serves as a good way to ease us into this pirate game discussion, because it really does go downhill from here. Hey, I really hoped you liked this video. Please consider rating, commenting, and sharing this video with people you consider friends or acquaintances. You can also subscribe to my channel so you're never out of the loop of what I'm uploading. I wanted to share with you a few other charming young lads for you to check out. Mike Ironfist is a class act with a show called Old School Gaming on the Go. In it, he talks about the funny TV video boxes you got to use in the back of your mom's car on long trips. He's got a cool review on the Game Gear game Sonic Triple Trouble that you absolutely need to check out. Zurachi is a bandana-wearing dude who not only plays the guitar, but knows how to talk a girl into coming back to his place and checking out the pears on his wall. He also reviews video games. Here's his review of Lufia for the Super Nintendo. Also, there's Jordan underneath, another gent who makes awesome music and has several shows you should check out, such as Game Under Game and Underneath. Here's an episode of Game Under Game comparing Yoshi's Story to Kirby 64, also known as cute and way too easy Nintendo 64 games. If you're looking for a good time, these guys can help you out. Also, here's a couple of my videos, Evoland and The Legend of the Ghost Lion. Check them out.